Hi there, it's Martha, and I'm an independent Scentsy consultant. I always forget to say that, but as an independent Scentsy consultant, we were able to get early access to some of the bars. I did get early access to them. I just didn't get around to warming them right away. So here's my warm review, maybe a little late, but we have Violet Spun Sugar, we have Pinkberry Fluff, and Mandarin Zest. So these are the 3-pack bundle for Easter, and I finally have gotten around to melting them all, and I will let you know what my thoughts are. So stick around and watch the video. Let's start with Violet Spun Sugar. So this is Violet Spun Sugar, and this is Cloudberry's Violet Water Spun Sugar. And this one was the first one that I melted because I really like this on cold. And it reminded me of something, but I didn't know what it was. So thank you for all those that left comments on my empties video, my February Scentsy empties video, because I was like, this reminds me of something like we just got. And what it is, what I was thinking of is pink coconut. Pink coconut was the February scent of the month. And that's what it is. So I went back and smelled the two of them, and I'm like, that's what it is on cold. For me on cold, I think it was, someone said on warm, it smells more like pink coconut, but for me on cold, that's what it reminded me of. On warm, I get much more of the Cloudberry, which is in Cloudberry Dreams, and I don't care for Cloudberry Dreams. I find that Cloudberry note to be very tart. So thank you for someone who also left a comment saying it's a softer version of Cloudberry Dreams. And I think you're both right. Or all those that commented are correct. It's to me goes a little more Cloudberry, that piece of it from Cloudberry Dreams, but a softer version. But on cold, it really reminded me of pink coconut. Very much so. So I like this one the most on cold. When I warmed it, I liked it. It was okay, but I didn't love it. And the reason I didn't love it was I think it's that Cloudberry that to my nose is a bit sharp. It's a little sharper, kind of tart, and that spun sugar, I think it sweetens it, but I don't know. It's just not my favorite. Not to say that I don't like it. I do. It's just not my favorite. So this was Violet Spun Sugar. All of these that I'm going to talk about are all bedroom light. They're room light scents. I don't think they would work in an open concept. I didn't even try. I may try with one of them, but I felt like these were all bedroom scents. And I think Violet Spun Sugar is a nice bedroom scent, but it wasn't my favorite out of the three. So then I'm going to move on to Pinkberry Fluff. And Pinkberry Fluff is Pinkberry Marshmallow Vanilla Bean. Now this one, I had trouble smelling this on cold, and I still do. It's pretty though. It is pretty. I can smell that it's pretty, but it's also very light. So I wanted to warm this one. I warmed this in my bedroom, and I have two warmers that I'm using in the daytime, and it's the Alabaster warmer, which is a ceramic warmer, and the curved ceramic warmer. So also ceramic warmer. So I think for throw and performance, those are probably the ceramic warmers are the best warmers to use. So I had two in each warmer, and I could barely smell it. So as it was melting, and even when it was practically fully melted, that's when it should really come through. Like when, for me, the wax melts are the strongest. And I was standing over it, literally going, I can barely smell this at all. And I was like, that sucks. So I decided I'm going to put in another cube in each one. So I ended up using 6. So 3 cubes in each warmer. And then at that point, I was able to smell it. Now we're 2 days in, and like 2 full days in, and it's managed to stay at that consistent level. So 6 cubes was the magic number for my room, for my nose to pick it up. I mean, I shouldn't have to use 6 cubes, I feel like. So it's, I don't know what to think about that one. But I'm impressed that it's held on to that kind of same level of scent, although it's still light. It's still light. I think it also could be my nose, that there's maybe something in this, whether it's the marshmallow or something that my nose just can't pick up. I've heard some people say, like, with, is it pink haze or pink, what was the other one? There's some sense that people have trouble picking up. I think it's pink haze. I think that's what it's called. I haven't smelled that one, but that some people have trouble picking up on certain notes. So I'm thinking that could be it, or maybe not. You tell me, what has been your experience with Pinkberry Fluff? But I like it again, but yeah, I'm kind of torn. I feel like, yeah, I could use 6 cubes, but that seems like a lot for a bedroom. Okay, so then we're going to move on to Mandarin Zest. And this is sweet mandarin, pear, and vanilla. On cold, I think this was my, tied for first as far as favorite. And I really do love this. I do love that mandarin. I do love citrusy scents. I think it's very pretty. It's creamy with that vanilla. So for me, this is one where I would love to be able to warm this in the kitchen in an open concept, but it is light. Again, another light one. But I warmed this one in the other room, so another bedroom. So I used 4 cubes total, so in two warmers in the bedroom, and that one worked well. Like, I could smell it, so kind of the opposite of Pinkberry Fluff. I can smell it with the 4. It was good. I'd give it, as far as performance and throw, probably like a 4. 5 is like the average. It was like 4 or 5, right? It was light, but I used 4 cubes and it worked well. I had it in there, and it's still in there, so it's going on day 2, almost a full 2 days. And it's much lighter in there now, so it has lightened up. So I'm wondering, maybe if I use 5 next time, if that'll kind of keep it. I don't know. So I feel like I'm playing a little bit of chemistry or something, trying to figure out what's the right amount of cubes to get that, to hold that consistent scent. But because I change my wax typically every day, because I do have a lot, and I just wake up and think, what do I want it to smell like today? So I do tend to flip over my wax on a daily basis. So for that reason, I think it was fine that it started to fade after a day, because I would typically change it out anyway. But yeah, so in one room with Pinkberry Fluff, I use 6 cubes, and another of Mandarin Zest, I use 4, and it seemed to give me the same scent, although Pinkberry Fluff has then kind of stayed consistent over 2 days. I hope that made sense. And so what I'd like to try to do, because I do really like Mandarin Zest, is see if maybe I use 6 downstairs in the kitchen area, or 5. Maybe I'll start with 5, and see if it'll, scent up the kitchen area, because I do really like the scent. I don't know. I like them all. It's so hard, and it's frustrating. I like them all. I just wish they were stronger. And that is the frustrating part, I think. But I would say I think I like Mandarin Zest just a teeny bit more than Pinkberry Fluff, but they're kind of tied. And then in third place is Violet Spun Sugar. I like it. I just didn't love it as much as these. So I don't know if this was helpful or not. Originally, I wasn't even going to do a warm review, because at this point, I feel like it would be kind of late. Like, everyone's already done their warm reviews. I mean, as a consultant, I got this, 2 weeks ago, and I did melt through a whole Violet Spun Sugar, but I didn't do the other ones because I don't know, I was being stubborn, I guess. I'm not in the mood for spring yet, or I'm in the mood for spring yet. It's not matching. It's not matching the outside weather, and so therefore it's not what I want to melt. So I was being a little stubborn, I think. But then at the same time, I figured, you know what? Better late than never. Anyway, I just decided to come on here and share my thoughts, because they're mixed. They're mixed feelings, and I am a little frustrated that Scentsy has gone really light on some of their more recent scents. Yeah, I don't I don't know what else to say, but that's unfortunate. And, you know, I feel like I shouldn't have to play like testing, you know, like in a lab trying to figure out what's the right combination of cubes to get the scent that I want. But it is what it is. I did buy 2 of these. So I still have another 3 bars of, or another, except for violet spun sugar. But you know, I'll use them. I like them. I don't know. I don't know what to think. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you're thinking about these. If you have warmed them, if you've had them, I would say if you haven't purchased them yet, they just went on sale this week for everyone that's not a consultant. I would, you know, I think they're worth a try if you know that they're on the lighter side. I think they're beautiful scents, but they're really for smaller rooms, or if you don't mind using a whole bar, like in a bigger room, and see if that works for you. That's pretty much what I'm going to say. But yeah, the other reason I wasn't going to film this, I was just not in the mood for it. And I didn't want to feel like I had to warm them just to get it in on time, if that makes sense. Yes, it's me. A few days later, I was editing the video that you were just watching, and I rambled at the end of it because I had kind of a PSA to share, and I was then chopping it, and it was just becoming really messy. And so I've decided to just record a new ending, but still share my thoughts and what I was going to say. And so what I was saying in that video that I'm now repeating is that I started this channel for fun, like a hobby. I love learning new things. I just do. And if it's technical, then I'm all in. Totally love learning new things. And I fell in love with Scentsy, and I've fallen in love with wax, and the rabbit hole just continues to go down the, you know, I continue to fall down the rabbit hole of wax and home fragrance and all of that stuff. But I didn't do the warm review for the Easter bundle earlier, like when I first got those bars, because it just, you know, it was raining outside, it was cold, we had a windstorm, power outages, all kinds of stuff. And I think there was a little part of me being a little rebellious on like, no, if I don't feel like warming it, I don't want to warm it. And then that made this feel a little bit more like a job. Like I was putting pressure on myself to get in the hamster wheel and, you know, like churn things out. And that's not fun. And nor do I ever want to do that, because once this has not been fun, then there's no point in me, you know, doing it. I have a full-time job. I do this for the pure love of, you know, making new friends and chatting with you all that love wax and getting to know you. And so that's where the love comes in. And I always want it to feel that way. So, you know, a week later, 2 weeks later, I got some beautiful sunny days, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the mood to warm the Easter bundle now, the Easter bars. And, you know, I did, and completely stand, you know, behind what I said when I recorded the video you just watched. But I think this is more reminder to myself, like, you know, this for me is a platform to be able to talk about what I love and meet new people that love the same thing. And so I don't want it to feel like a job for me. I should be packing for my real job right now. I'm flying very early in the morning, but I wanted to just edit this and get it up and just say thank you to all of you who, again, have ever, you know, watched or subscribed or watching this now. This will always be fun for me, so I just may not review things for what I personally, nothing, I don't want this to be misconstrued in any way but for what I would want to be a timely video. And I know that's already going to sound wrong, but I hope you know what I mean. It's just pressure that I put on myself. No one's doing it. There is no time limit. There is no right or wrong way to do something. But I think the little voice in my head was saying, like, you should do this and you should do that and should. And yeah, there should be no shoulds. There should be no shoulds. So I just wanted to come on and say thank you, because this has been so fun, and I want it to stay that way. So I need to remind myself to have fun. And so speaking of fun, I do have a Friday favorites video coming this Friday, and that's something I started last month, and it's just really to share, some favorites. I try to keep them wax related because I know that's why you come and watch my channel probably. But sometimes there could be books, there could be a TV show, there could be something, and they're short and sweet. And it's a way for me to share something that I'm enjoying, and hopefully you will share back, and hopefully I will find some new loves from some of your favorites. So thank you so much for sticking around, and I appreciate it so, so much. And I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.